Hi everybody, welcome to the Phoenix meta video. I finally got this out. This has been a long time in the making, but the reality is that I didn't do a lot of work on it. I just been distracted with other projects like Alliance War. But I wanted to start. There's going to be two. I'm only going to showcase two fights in this, and I think they both do a really good job of showing of what I think the best way to play Phoenix is. And this is just what I think. I think also lots of other people have other opinions on this champion. Some people think she sucks. Some people think she's really good. But I personally think that she has a very strong place in the game, and it's not, Labyrinth of Legends clears. It's not Alliance War boss killers. It's not, those crazy screenshots where you have so much damage. But she does have a place. And let me just say right off the bat that her biggest contribution, let's be honest, is her prestige. She has the second highest prestige in the entire game. She makes your alliance quest as an alliance, she makes you get more points, and it's not me alone in my alliance, there's plenty of us, but part of us ranking up champions like this makes us able to get in the top 300 with only doing map 5. And that's a huge, you can't overlook that. It's a huge bump, and if we ever do decide to do map 6, we could, compete with the best. So, aside from that, I think that Phoenix she's very strong in a few things. Before a lot of the new champions got released, the Iron Men were considered really good because of their regen. Phoenix is on a whole nother level. They took whatever that Iron Man regen was, which was get below 15% health and have a burst of regen. They made hers infinitely better. So hers is not get below 15%. Hers is die. And dying is actually a lot easier than getting below 15% in this game, because when you're facing enemies, they're usually much higher attack and they hit way harder, and any hit that could take you below 15% might also kill you. So dying is a lot easier than getting below a certain percentage and surviving. Also, her regen is much quicker. Iron Man's is like 5 or 6 seconds. Hers is, I believe, Rite of the Phoenix, over 2 seconds. It's super quick, and she just bumps right up. And also, her regen is much more powerful. So she gains a certain amount of health per Phoenix Force charge, and that as a 5-star, it's a much bigger percentage of her health than it is as a 4-star. So I definitely recommend the 5-star over the 4-star. If you have the 4-star, great, but I don't think she's nearly as good as the 5-star version. My 4-star is not 550, for example, but only 6, I believe, of these Phoenix Force charges are needed. 5 of them only are needed to get to 100% health on this. So that is essentially a special 2 will get you there. 4 Phoenix Force charges will get you just below 100% health. That's enough. You'll start the next fight no problem. So it's actually really fun to find ways to die. I don't show suicides in this video, but I definitely think that suicides can help with her, especially if you're doing the hybrid build that I said without liquid courage, which means that you can not gimp your regen, and you can suicide via recoil when you're below 5% on purpose, and you can just heal back up. It's a lot of fun for sure. The other things that she has going for her that I'm not going to showcase are if you do max despair, which I don't, she can put enough debuffs to shut off regen. You can consistently keep 5, 6, maybe 7 debuffs on. I would not say that this is like a way to counter Wolverine, although I would one day love to take her in there, but it is a way to lower regen. But yeah, I just wanted to give those clarifications first. She has a very cool cycle where she gains these Phoenix Force charges via her special 2, and she can consume them via her special 1, and consuming them gives her more power. And then what happens is that using the special 2 gives her more of them, so she can spam that special 2 so often. And she is just a special spamming machine, which is good for stun immune champions, because you're building power and you're baiting their specials. Champions with limber, it's really good because you don't have to parry very often. So anyway, that's enough talking about Phoenix right now. Let's jump into the Winter Soldier fight that I've pre-recorded, and the voice you're hearing over that I actually recorded while I was fighting. So let's see over there. So part of this meta video is going to be, of course, a Winter Soldier kill, but mostly not because I'm trying to showcase Phoenix's damage or her speed or whatever I'm mostly trying to showcase her cycle, and her cycle can go for a long time. So, you know, in a long fight like this Winter Soldier one, we can actually go through the cycle quite often and frequently and sort of showcase what's going on here. So before I get to special 2, I'm going to want to throw that special 1 and burn my Phoenix Force charges, and then that'll keep me above 5 Furies where I'm incinerating. And then I'll actually, before I get to special 3, I want to burn some of those Furies and then use a special 2, which will give me Force charges. And then what that's doing is it's putting me right at a place where I can use a bar of power again and get above the 5 Fury marks where I'm incinerating, and then also keep me in a zone where I'm basically alternating between a special 1 and a special 2, but slowly building Furies. So you gotta be careful how much of this you use, because eventually you're gonna get to a special 3. But if you're quick, you can do a lot of damage pretty quickly, and not ever build to a special 3. So you can see I'm getting close to that 8 Fury mark right now. So what I need to do is I need to not attack so much, but only use my specials and sort of burn those Furies. So I need to get to another special 1 real quick there, and now I'm at 7, and I was at 8 before. And I can burn another 4 of them with the special 2. And then I just need to quickly get up to a special 1 if I can do it. Oh, almost did it. But I got to 7 again. And then if I can play around in this zone where I can get close to a special 3, which will basically get me close to a special 1, I can go down back to 5 Furies. And then I can go, now I'm back and down to 6 Furies. So basically it's about managing your Furies, trying to keep them between 5 and 10, and it's a balance you're playing. And you're throwing so many specials in the meantime. Notice how many specials I have actually thrown before Winter Soldier was even able to get off that special 2 there. So it's a lot of fun just doing the spam here, and you know, it's not tons of damage, but that's okay, because what you're really doing is you're generating power in them and managing. So like a lot of times when champions are stun immune, the thing is you're trying to build a lot of power in order to keep them from keep yourself from having to intercept. You know, it'd be nice to just bait their special instead. With Phoenix you can actually do that pretty easily, because you're constantly throwing specials and you're going through this cycle of Fury and I got power drained there. So I'm probably going to get up to special 3 now because I just got power drained. But the idea is now I'll go into this overload stage, and I actually might be able to get a stun off. But I don't think he's going to be cooperating. Yeah, there's actually a stun. So the stuns they're nothing special. Overload is nothing to be so super excited about. It's not like you're going to get into a Moon Knight stun lock, but you basically can do a reset. You just have to be very careful in the overload stage to not die, because if you die, you're going to be in big trouble. I don't know why he didn't punish me there. He could have, but he's being a little weird with the specials. But we won't be too worried about it, because before we end this fight, I'm going to try and showcase her heal off, and we'll try and get back up to full if we can. There we go. Throw that cheeky little heavy in there. See if we can get down to 9 Furies before we throw our next special. You see each one of those hits put on an incinerate because I was able to get below the power mark and the Fury above the Fury limit. So if I have 5 Furies while I throw my special 2, unlike right now, each one of those hits will put on an incinerate. So this incinerate damage is not small. It's not something to be it's not something to ignore. You know, it's definitely significant. And I'm just trying to deal with this guy's specials. It's annoying. But here we go. We can get up to another special 1 here. This is why I like slight power gain. I like pairing her up into a power gain team, because it really helps get to those specials faster and drain your Furies and stay within the sweet spot of 5 to 10 Furies. So right there, I almost got up to 10. If you get to 11 ever, it's kind of all over. You have to do a reset. So it's kind of important to make sure you stay in that sweet spot. And your special 2 is your best friend because it's burning Furies. It's burning 4 of them. Now Winter Soldier here wants to get cheeky. He wants to throw his specials as much as he can. We'll go into overload here, and what we'll do is we'll wait it out, and then we'll try and build up to a special, or to get up all of our to get our heal going. We'll try and do that. So we'll get 1 there, get another one, get another one, and then we'll die here. So here we go. Let Winter Soldier kill me. Very good, very good. And we'll finish this fight at full health. Thank you very much. That is Phoenix for you. She is a beast. You can go through that cycle. You're safe. You can take chip damage because at the end of the day, all you have to do is die and get that heal back. So that's that part of the video, and I'll do a few showcasing her in some shorter fights in a little bit. Okay, so this is a fight versus Superior Iron Man with spiked armor. So this is in Road to Labyrinth. I can't remember which chapter, but he's got a lot of hit points, and every time I crit, I'm going to be taking some part of that as damage back. So the reason I'm showing this is that, look, there are some unavoidable damage in this game. You know, obviously you could take crossbones in here and not get hurt or whatever, but hey, maybe you ranked up Phoenix for prestige and now you've got to find a way to use her. So maybe you're fighting an Electro, or maybe you're fighting spiked armor, or even magic with unavoidable damage. There are many ways to get through this, and by the way, with those incinerates, you can prevent Magic's Limbo from healing her. But I'm basically going through this fight like normal, just fighting. You know, maybe I got into an overload. That's not a big deal. I'm mostly focused on what's going to happen at the end of this fight, because this is the first fight in this chapter of Road to Labyrinth, and I need to keep moving through if I'm gonna, you know, get through the quest. So, you know, a lot of quests have maybe 10, 15 fights. And look at that, attacking right into his block. So I actually took some damage there. But you know what? It works out a lot better this way, because that way I don't have to get beat up on later in the fight. The thing is that if you're going to do 10 fights, you know, you really need some sustainability. And I really think this is where Phoenix shines. She's super sustainable. Much more sustainable than I'd say majority of the characters in the game. You know, we've got people like Wolverine who would be fine here, okay? But Wolverine's not available as a 5-star. X-23, yep, she'd be fine as well. Not everyone has an X-23, and her prestige is terrible. So I'm using the special 3 right now to burn some Furies, do some damage. She does have a really strong special 3, by the way. That was 16,000 damage. Not too bad for special 3. Most of them don't do that much. And also hers, it's useful for resetting your Furies. But that's not what I'm going to be using it for. I'm probably going to get close to dying here. There, I got up to 5, which is enough. And I'm going to let Iron Man's regen go, but I'm going to put some incinerates on, which is, you can see it's stopping the incinerate. Now I'm up to 8, and I got up to 8 Phoenix Force charges, and I was able to heal through the spiked armor killing me all the way up to 100%. I finished that fight with 100%, and it has spiked armor unavoidable damage. So that's just a little something to show you guys that Phoenix is extremely sustainable in a variety of aspects of the game. So there's a lot going on here, and I'm trying to break it down here. So right now I'm about to use a special 2, which is going to crit a few times, and it's going to trigger spiked armor, which is going to kill me. So right there, I get killed, and 8 Phoenix Force charges get absorbed, and that's more than enough health to get me up to 100%. Meanwhile, I have 14 incinerates on Superior Iron Man, which are preventing his regen from doing anything. So I'm able to get myself from low to high while keeping him in the low, and finally get that kill with 100% health. Now that is just, yeah, just a little breakdown of what exactly happened there at the end, because it was a little confusing to me the first time I saw it. So there you guys have it. That's the Phoenix meta video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. She is, she's pretty beastly. As far as the sustainability goes, you know, earlier I said that she's not an Alliance War boss killer, not a Labyrinth of Legends killer. That's true. She excels at Alliance Quest. She excels actually on defense. I've been getting a lot of kills. People just don't, once she gets above special 2, it's very hard to lower her down. So on a power gain node or an enhanced regen node, she can really pose a problem. You know, I like to use her in Alliance Quest a lot. She's also extremely useful for the dungeons. So moving forward, this is going to be a thing. You know, dungeons are here to stay. I know they're going away technically, but the Kabam put a lot of effort into that game mode. I can't see them actually getting rid of them. So those short little quests she's going to really be good at. And I think, this is my theory, especially I'm banking on it with Sentry as well, these high prestige sustainable characters like Sentry and Phoenix, the game is, you know, Kabam, maybe they made a mistake. I don't know if they'll ever admit this with Blade. They definitely changed the meta. He definitely changed the meta of the game. And I think that he was a Mystic killer. And now Mystics, they're just not as great of war defenders. Morningstar is now a great boss, yes. But the rest of your lane, I'm not finding a lot of Mystic champions anymore. I'm seeing a lot of tech champions. I'm seeing a lot of mutant champions. And so I think Phoenix is actually going to be a decent attacker eventually. She's going to be one of those, you know, champions that prevents you from dying. You know, Sentry has an indestructible ability. Phoenix has an indestructible ability, which basically, you know, means she can eat an L3 and still survive. She can do it just once, but it works out pretty well. So she's going to be one of those champions that potentially saves you potions, saves you revives, saves your alliance deaths. You know, don't take my word for it. This is just a prediction I'm making that the meta is shifting towards champions like this. We're seeing a lot of defensive sort of abilities like auto block come into play. And I think some of these champions that previously had defensive abilities that were considered worthless are going to sort of see a little bit of a renaissance here. Hoping. But, you know, at the end of the day, her prestige alone is enough to rank her up, and all the other stuff is just a bonus. And I really enjoyed playing with her, and she's got some of the coolest animations, in my opinion, in the game. And that's enough for me, and hope it's enough for you guys. But in either case, I hope you enjoyed at least just watching a little bit of Phoenix gameplay and maybe learn something about the character. So hope you have a good one, and take care.